very, very happy to be here. And yeah, just like you guys said, I'm going to do an introduction into the brand new Zyto Link scanner. I'll talk about the science behind it, how it all works, what the reports look like, and just a couple examples of some people that have been using the scanner as well. So let me go ahead and share my screen so everybody can see what I have in store. All right, let's see. Okay, just a second. Ah, there we are. And share. Perfect. All right. So you should see a screen that says Zyto Link now. Um, do you see that? Perfect. I see the nods. All right. Well, let's get right into it. So Zyto Link is a brand new scanner. It was released on July 5th of this year. So it's still a baby. It's the newest scanner out there. And it's a scanner that we've been working on at Zyto since 2020. And it's a scanner that, like Kathy said, it opens up doors for communication, not just with the people that live next to you, but like she said, worldwide, because Young Living is worldwide. And this tool, it goes hand in hand with that. So let me go ahead and get right into this. First things first, important, Zyto technology does not identify, diagnose, or treat any disease or medical condition. I bring this up, and we always bring this up at the start of every Zyto presentation. So you'll know that when you scan somebody, it's not going to say you have this disease or you have that disease or anything along those lines. It also does not heal somebody. It does not cure somebody. The purpose of Zyto technology is wellness support technology. It's designed to help you know which biomarkers have an out of range response, and then in turn, which Young Living products does your body show a strong biological preference for that will bring whatever is out of range back into range. And that's a powerful tool because Young Living products are great. They're wonderful. But the thing is, a certain oil may be perfect for me, but the person sitting next to me has a different body with different needs. So most likely a different oil would be best for them. So this helps eliminate guesswork and takes you to that next level. Now, Zyto Link allows you to scan anybody on the planet. It's the first scanner of its kind that just allows you to literally scan anybody anywhere. There's no borders or anything that can stop you from sending a scan to anybody. That's the great thing. So, in a nutshell, how does it work? Well, after you sign up for Zyto Link, you create a profile for your client inside the Zyto Link app. Then you send a scan to your client through the app. Your client, on their end, what they get is an email with instructions. They download the Link app, they run the scan, and both you and your client can see the report. And then you have a call with your client to discuss the report. So it's a similar concept. If you've used the Zyto scanners in the past, or just a scanner in general, you know the concept. You scan somebody, and then you go over the report, make product recommendations, and go from there. So in this scenario, if you send a scan to somebody on the other side of the world, say in Europe, for example, what we recommend is that you schedule the follow-up phone call at the same time that they accept for you to send a scan to them. So that way you're not trying to catch them later, like, oh, hey, did you run the scan? Did you run the scan? So they say, yeah, send me a scan. And then say, all right, and let's go ahead and schedule that call. And then I'll go over the report with you and then go from there. So in a nutshell, that's basically the process. Zyto works with cell phones. So on the Apple side, iOS 14.2, which would be an iPhone 8 or newer. On the Android side, Android 13 or newer. Now, this is wonderful because, iPhone 8, it's several years old. I believe iPhone 15 is coming out later this year. So it just, goes on to show that you don't have to have the newest model of phone in order to use Zyto Link. And we did our research leading up to the release of Link, and the research showed that over 90% of smartphone users have a compatible phone. So you'll be fine in that regard as far as compatibility. Now, there's a few experiences I added to my webinar presentation. One is actually somebody that signed up for Zyto Link just 2 days after we launched it. This specific person lives in California. They have a friend that lives all the way in Ohio. Anyway, the person in California, they post about the oils on social media, but their friend in Ohio never liked the posts, never commented on the posts, ever. Well, anyway, this person in California signed up for Zyto Link and told their friend in Ohio, hey, I just got this new scanner. Here's what it is. Here's what it does. Here's a link to a place on the online where you can read about the science behind it. But yeah, I can actually send you a scan. You can run a scan on your end and it'll give you details on your health and wellness. What do you say? Do you want me to send you a scan? And the friend in Ohio said, yeah, why not? Let's go. So the person in California sent the scan to the person in Ohio. The person in Ohio ran the scan. They talked about it, and the friend in Ohio ordered 3 products. This is a friend that, according to this person in California, they told me that they had known each other a long, long time. And again, the friend in Ohio never liked the post that had to do with the oils, never commented on them. It was the Zyto Link scan that finally broke down that wall, that finally opened that door so they can have this conversation. So it was like, I have this scanner. Here's what it is. Here's what it does. Do you want me to send you a scan? You can see, check it out. And that opened the doors to what? Talking about young living. So this is a tool that helps you help others know which oils are best for them in terms of their health and wellness. And it helps you grow the business side of things because now you can have conversations with people using the scan to open that door and not just open the door, but slam it open. And let's go ahead and talk now. Well, the person in California told their friend in Ohio, if you have anybody else you want me to scan, any friends or family members, let me know. I'll send them a scan. And guess what? The friend in Ohio gave them 2 referrals. So this is just an example of what you can do. Because now with Zyto Link, you can start thinking of people that live far away from you, and you can start with them, offer them a scan. And then after that, you can ask for referrals. Hey, anybody else you want me to send a scan to? All these people are people that you are now opening up doors to talk about young living. This is big. Another example is this one over here. And this person lives in the United Kingdom. All right. And they have a friend that lives in Australia. Well, anyway, they were telling me they went to school together. Well, she was telling me in the UK. They went to school together, and it was a similar scenario where there wasn't much interaction whenever she posted about the oils, etc. Okay, fine, whatever. She signed up for Zyto Link and offered a scan to the friend in Australia. The friend in Australia said yes. So boom, there you go. That's another person that she can work with now and reach out to because of Zyto Link. Ran the scan, had a conversation. She ordered five products. A person that they've known each other since college. They went to school together. Finally, Zyto Link opened up that door, and finally, they got some traction there. And just like the other person, she asked her friend, hey, do you have anybody else? Do you have friends? Do you have family? Anybody else you want me to send a scan to? And the friend in Australia said, yeah, I'll let you know. Anyway, they kept in touch and got a few referrals, 4 referrals to be exact, and one of the referrals ordered. These are real life examples and stories, and I've already heard more. I can just only add so many to my presentation, or else we'll be here until tomorrow morning because I've been talking to people literally every single day and stories of how they're able to open doors, have conversations, get orders. And, now that people see how this all works, increases the possibility of people signing up and registering as well. So this is a wonderful tool that helps you help others, like I said, and it helps you grow the business side of things. So it does the 1-2 punch, if you will. So in other words, with Zyto Link, you literally, like this picture shows, you have the world in the palm of your hands. You can do whatever you want with it. You can think outside the box. You're no longer limited to just who lives next door to you. You're no longer limited to whoever's part of your local community group. You can think of people anywhere on the planet that offer them a scan first, ask for referrals, and then go from there. There's this one person. that I met at convention, um, in July, and they had an idea that I really liked as well. They have a friend. Well, they have two friends. It's a couple, husband and wife. Well, anyway, they have these friends that live in a different country, and what they're going to do is they're going to reach out to their friends because that country has a Independence Day on a certain day and month. I don't remember the exact day and month. Well, anyway, they're going to reach out to their friends and say, "Hey, I have a scanner. Here's what it is. Here's what it does. Here's information on the science behind it. And I want to run a promotion for your country for Independence Day. So for 2 weeks, anybody in your country, let me know and I'll send them a free scan." So that's just another example of thinking outside the box and things you can do to grow even more. Relatives, friends that live far away, now you can work with them, and through them, you can meet their friends and other people that you can also work with. So this is major. So, like it says here, grow your business, unlimited remote scanning, grow worldwide. I bring this up because this is a question I get sometimes. Well, can we only send so many scans per month? No, it's unlimited. Send as many as you want. So on the Zyto side, unlimited. Go scan as many people, which means you're talking to a ton of people about Young Living. The more people you scan, the more people you're talking to about Young Living, which is awesome. You don't have to be present during the scan. You send them the scan, they get an email, they follow the instructions in the email, and then they run the scan. So you don't have to literally be present. You'll obviously talk to them when you send the scan, and then whenever you schedule the follow-up call to go over the results. But when they're actually running the scan, you don't have to literally be on the other end doing anything. Scans take less than 1 minute, 30 seconds to be exact, from start to finish on the actual scanning part. Scanning events, in person or virtual. So that's one thing, like if you invite people to come over to your house or a different location and you're going to teach a lesson or a class about the oils or some health and wellness subject in conjunction with the oils, you can offer people, hey, I have a scanner. Here's what it is. Here's what it does. And everybody who confirms that's coming, you will get a free scan or something along those lines. So you can use that. And since you can do virtual events, since you can scan people remotely, you can do events like you would do in your house, but through Zoom for people that live far away. Just create a Zoom event and do the same instruction that you would do in your house or at your event. And you can also offer them a free scan. Everybody who confirms and attends gets a free scan. So this also allows you to create virtual calls where you can do that kind of thing. And finally, you do get a unique scan link. This is beneficial for some people. Some will use it a lot, some probably not as much. It depends. It's up to you. Basically, what this means is this. After you sign up for Zyto Link, you log into your account on Zyto.com and you will see a place where you get a unique scan link. And then you can convert it to a QR code. At Zyto, we don't do the QR code conversion, so you can do that anywhere online. There's a bunch of places. Anyway, the whole point of this is this. If you end up doing like a health fair or health expo, for example, and you're at your booth and you have a group of 10 people that walks up to your booth, with the QR code, if they scan it with their phone, so you print it, you put it up on a sign, and they scan the QR code, it'll send them a scan from your account. So in other words, you don't have to manually be creating their profile and sending out each scan one by one. So that's why what I meant by some people will use this a lot because they do health fairs and expos where others maybe don't. So if you do an expo where you think you may get a group, walk up on you at the same time, the QR code will be very, very beneficial. So you can scan everybody immediately without having to do much on your end other than telling them, yeah, scan that QR code and then, go from there. So what happens during a scan? This is a very, very important part because this type of technology, like, wait, what are you talking about? A phone scans me? There's no like, I don't have to put my hand on the cradle. You're saying my phone? I just put my phone in front of me, it'll scan me. What's this all about? And that's what we're going to talk about next. What happens during a scan? How does this technology work? Let's get right to the bottom of it. But I'm going to first, let's go to step number one, and then we'll switch what I'm sharing. So step number one, video capture. All right, video capture. So let me switch my share to internet browser. And I have this little video that I'm going to maximize. And don't worry, the video is muted, so I can talk over it. But basically, the purpose of playing this video for you right now is just so you can visually see what this looks like. So anyway, you hold the phone in front of you, and like as you can see right here, it doesn't have to be super close or super far away, just a good distance. And you want to make sure that there's good enough light in the room. Everybody's different. What could be good lighting for one person may not be enough for another person. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. So what I'm getting at is this. Once you find good lighting for you, there you go. Just, duplicate that going forward. So that's what it looks like. Let's go ahead and keep playing the video so you can see what she is seeing on her phone. All right, let's pause it there. So on her phone, when she's getting scanned, this is what she sees. She'll see a circle. So you want to make sure that your face is inside of the circle. You don't even need to leave a big gap like she did here on the top. I mean, this is fine. What she's doing is fine. But what I'm saying is you can even bring the phone a little bit closer. And like if the top of her head is here and her chin is like here, that's fine. When the scan starts, you're going to see a circle right now. And I paused it. You see the circle right here. Well, it's going to start here and it's going to move. And it takes 30 seconds. All right. And then once it gets to the end, the scan's good and you can put the phone down and then move on. If there's not good enough lighting, the scan will cancel and it'll let you know. So find better lighting. Another scenario would be if you're moving a lot. So you're holding, now you can blink, if you smile really quick, you're fine. What I'm talking about is like moving a lot. That's not good. You need to not move a lot and you'll be just fine. So keep that in mind. Even when you scan children, if you have a child that you're scanning that won't sit still, you can even scan them when they're sleeping. As long as, it can see their face. That's the key thing right there. Just like with the hand cradle galvanic skin response, if your hands are too dry or too cold, the scan wouldn't proceed. It's a similar concept right here. It's just if you're moving a lot or there's not good enough lighting. But once the scan is done, if you get a report, you're good. So no worries right there. So let's go back to the slide really quick. All right, let me switch. There it is. Okay, so here's the steps of what's happening during the scan. First, the video capture. Okay, transdermal optical imaging. These three words are words everybody should always remember and memorize. That's the type of technology that Zyto Link uses. Transdermal optical imaging, transdermal optical imaging. Just like the hand cradle uses galvanic skin response, Zyto Link uses transdermal optical imaging, TOI. Since human skin is translucent, light penetrates the skin. As light crosses through the skin's tissues, it's reflected and captured by a digital camera. The TOI technology extracts facial blood flow data from the image. It does this using chromophores, which are the parts of a molecule that give it its distinct color. The main chromophores used in transdermal optical imaging are hemoglobin and melanin. These give reflected light a unique color signature, which the camera captures. And blood flow changes underneath the surface of the face mirror changes in the cardiovascular system, such as heart rate. And as you know, as your stress levels and mood change, so does your heart rate. This allows transdermal optical imaging to assess several physiological and psychological conditions. One of the studies even showed that depending on any emotions that the person's feeling, even hidden emotions, so not even emotions that you may be feeling in that exact moment, the facial blood flow patterns are able to signify or tell what emotions the person's either feeling, even hidden emotions. I mean, this technology is incredible what it can do. And here's the best part. This is what I tell everybody right here. The best part is, and let me switch back to the internet really quick. Okay, and we'll do this, and let me get out of this screen now. The best part about this that I tell everybody is that there's all kinds of independent studies confirming the accuracy of this technology. So this is not a gimmick. This is not something that hasn't been researched. It has been researched left and right. And all you see is study after study and paper after paper, scholarly article after scholarly article saying, yes, this is legit. This is legit. Transdermal optical imaging, facial blood flow patterns, etc. This is the future of scanning, basically. And like they say with science and technology, we'll never stop moving forward. So we always have the option to adapt and move forward with it or not. That's up to each individual. But the beautiful thing about transdermal optical imaging, which is the technology that Zyto Link uses, is that you can literally run a Google search, transdermal optical imaging. And this is what I tell everybody with full confidence. You can do a Google search. You're going to find only positive studies, articles, and papers from the scientific and medical community saying, yeah, this is legit. This is accurate, and all kinds of stuff. Even the American Heart Association published a paper talking about how accurate this type of technology. So I bring that up right now. So when it comes to the technology and, well, does this really work in this or that? This is the future. Um, it's here. It works. It's verified, it's studied, it's confirmed. So that's not even a question. There's no other possibility at this point. So it's here. And on the Zyto side, we believe in embracing the future and everything. So once we're able to confirm that this type of technology is as legit as it comes, we decided to implement it, which in turn means you can use it now to grow your Young Living business and open up a ton of doors. And the cool thing about all these different studies and papers confirming how accurate transdermal optical imaging is that they compared the results to older, more established methods. And it always came out, yep, this thing is legit. So that's the beauty of it. And you'll find a ton of information, ton of information on all of it. I mean, all of them talk about it, the methods that were used, how accurate it is, and it goes on and on. Obviously, I'm scrolling and not reading through this, or else again, it would take forever. And it's like I was saying, you could do a Google search and you're just going to find nothing but positive information on this technology. You can even do a more direct search and type in, is transdermal optical imaging legit? And even then, you're going to get a bunch of information talking about how accurate it has been proven by the scientific and medical community. So transdermal optical imaging, it's the future of scanning. So what does that mean though? It means that since this is new, relatively new, a lot of people haven't heard of it. And I'm pretty sure that some people on this call right now had the thought, what? How in the world can a phone scan me? So, but now that we're showing you all this information, you're like, oh, okay, all right, cool advances in science and technology. Let's go. But what that means is some of the people that you want to scan, they may have the same thoughts. So we have plenty of resources on our website, short videos, long videos, info on the website, PDFs that you can use and share with people to help them understand this technology. But again, the beautiful thing, you can confidently say the scan uses transdermal optical imaging, and you can say that with no fear because you know if anybody Googles that, they're going to get nothing but validation and confirmation on the accuracy of this scanner. That's the beautiful part of it. So It's just a matter of, okay, now how am I going to use this to grow my business and go from there? One thing we did at Zyto also is um, you guys know how studies are. They use a lot of fancy language and stuff like that. One thing we did at Zyto is on the website, we pretty much took the information that's in the studies and the technology, etc., and typed up this or included this page that explains all of it in normal conversational everyday language. This page is very beneficial. Studies are beneficial for the confirmation of the accuracy, and then this page is beneficial to help you learn language that you can use to explain the technology. So this right here is powerful. The origins of this technology, how it works, its relationship with artificial intelligence. What does it measure? And it goes on and on and on with all of that. Health risks. This is awesome right here. It talks about how it's not invasive at all, and there's absolutely positively no way it's going to hurt anybody. That's another awesome thing. And that's obviously to be expected with this type of technology. And then how accurate it is. It talks about all of that right there. You know, studies showing 95% accuracy, and another one showed plus minus 1 point. I mean, this is incredible how it can benefit your health. So this is all on the website. And I wanted to show you a combination of both, because if I only showed you stuff on Zyto's website, you'll say, well, of course Zyto's going to say it works because it's Zyto. So that's why I made it a point to show you stuff from that's not Zyto that also says it's work, that's independent and has nothing to do with us. And that's why I confidently even did a quick Google search and showed you this right here. So you can see that, yeah, everybody says it's legit. So enough about that. Let's go back to the other screen so I can show you the rest of the steps that happen during the scan. Okay, let's go here. So that's step number one. Step number two, vital measurements. Zyto Link measures a variety of health and wellness indicators based on facial blood flow analysis, heart rate variability, breathing rate, skin age, mental stress index. Transdermal optical imaging measurements from the Link scan are comparable to traditional methods of measuring cardiovascular health and stress. For example, research has found that transdermal optical imaging heart rate measurements are accurate to, oh, this is the one I was referencing earlier, to within plus minus 1 beats per minute when compared against electrocardiogram measurements. And then the unique real-time measurements from the facial blood flow analysis are incorporated into the Zyto scanning algorithm. And this algorithm then determines your priority score for each biomarker in the Link library. Reason why I put real-time in bold is because that's another question that may come up. When you scan somebody with Zyto Link, it is not recording video of anybody. It is not taking pictures of anybody. It is not saving pictures or video of anybody. And the ultimate confirmation you have that Zyto Link is extremely secure and privacy is top notch is this. Some of you may be familiar, but the Apple Store, if you want to get an app in the Apple Store, they are extremely, extremely strict when it comes to privacy. As you may have heard a couple years ago, Apple even fought Facebook on privacy. They said, we don't care who you are. You're going to make sure your apps are secure and private and meet the standards. And that's the way it is. So the reason why I bring that up is the Zyto Link app is not some random rogue app floating around the internet. It's in the Apple Store. What does that mean? That yes, we went through the process, and trust me, it took more than a month going back and forth with Apple because obviously this is our first in-phone app that we've ever created. So we would send stuff. They'd say, okay, now do this to make your security even better. And at the end of the day, they're like, boom, you guys nailed it. All right, you're in the store now. So you can scan people with confidence. Their pictures not being taken, videos are not being taken. It is extremely secure and private. So just wanted to make that point. Well, anyway, Oh, and the algorithm is the same Zyto algorithm that you're used to already. Using proprietary analytical tools, the Link app establishes your baseline, which you might think of as your normal or resting score. This baseline is displayed graphically next to each biomarker. Biomarkers with a higher score than your baseline are considered out of range, while those that have a lower score than your baseline are considered in range. And then product and services scan. The Link app scans young living products to determine which ones bring the most out of range biomarkers back into range. And services such as massage and acupuncture are also scanned as additional options for wellness support. And like biomarkers, products, and services are digital representations of the actual items. And finally, the report is generated. So let's get into what the report looks like now. Okay, so when you scan somebody, this is the report. You're going to see down on the bottom 4 buttons: summary, systems, products, and services. So this section right here is going to show you heart rate variability, uh, how many biomarkers in and out, breathing, skin age, mental stress index. And with this, you want to look for patterns. That's what you want to look for. So just an example, if you have a question about the mental stress index, and you're not sure if a 3 is a good number or a bad number or just an okay number, you can touch it with your finger, because remember, this is on a cell phone. So you would touch it with your finger, touch the little box, and it'll pop up a little explanation about what this number means. And it'll just say, hey, a 1 or a 2 means that you have stress levels that are below normal. That's good. All right. A 3 indicates a moderate amount of stress that is not considered harmful to psychological and physical health. If you get a 4 or a 5, that means your stress levels are higher than normal. And these higher levels of mental arousal can be detrimental to long-term psychological and physical health. Mental stress can be reduced by eating healthy, connecting with others, meditating, exercising, getting enough sleep, and more. So that's the cool thing about this, is you touch it and it'll give you a little pop-up. And like if you were to do the heart rate, it'll let you know what's a good resting heart rate for an adult. It'll say I believe it says like from 60 to 100. And again, you want to look for patterns. So like if you scan somebody and they have like 110 one time, but then the rest of the time it's, in the 70s, the 80s, the 60s. All right. The overwhelming pattern says that, hey, your resting heart rate's pretty normal. And when you touch this box, it'll also talk about exceptions. For example, it says that athletes tend to have really low resting heart rates. And then it says, so if you're an athlete and you have a low resting heart rate, that's normal. But then it says, but if you're not an athlete and you have a really low resting heart rate, then you might want to look into things. So touch the box, it'll give you more information. Skin age, this one has to do about skin health in general, because as you all know, the skin is an organ. It's not just a beautiful shell that we have on the outside. It's an actual organ. So when you look at skin age, also do the same thing. Look for patterns. So if somebody keeps getting a number that's higher than normal, then, well, I shouldn't say normal, but higher than what their actual age is, then, maybe look at what things they can do to benefit the skin. Again, it's more than just getting a facial. It's talking about hydration. It's talking about sleep. It's talking about your diet. There's so many factors that go into skin health, more than just, oh, I get a facial every day, or well, I don't get facials. I don't know if it's a daily thing. So I apologize for that. But whenever it is, weekly, monthly, I don't know. But you know what I'm trying to say. So you look for patterns and then you go from there. So that's the summary tab. The next tab is the systems tab. This one is very similar to the wellness report in the Zyto balance, where it goes into the detox system, gastrointestinal, and more, as you can see. And it goes all the way into lifestyle areas like diet and nutrition, hydration, and more. It goes into emotions. And in the Zyto balance, it's a PDF report that you scroll down through. Obviously, with this being on a phone, if we did it that way, you would be scrolling with your finger up and down forever and ever and ever and ever. So what we did to make it simple is every one of these still has a full page dedicated to it, just like in the balance, except to open the page, you would touch the section with your finger and that'll open up the page dedicated to that area. So in this example, I did diet and nutrition. So I can touch it, and there you go. There's the page for diet and nutrition. It'll show me how many biomarkers in range, out of range, product recommendations, and then right below it, biomarkers that have a relationship or connection, physical or energetically, with diet and nutrition. Now, one thing that we got rid of in the Zyto balance, we had a lot of people say that the zeros and the negative numbers confused them and their clients. So we removed them. So there's no zeros, no negative numbers. So it's simple now. If it crosses this line to the right, it's out of range. So if it has gray, it's out of range, as you can see. If it doesn't cross the line to the right, it's not out of range. So even if they only have a little yellow, that's good. It didn't cross the line. So if it crosses the line to the right, it's out of range. Similar thing, you just want to look for patterns. And in this example, we have artificial sugars and sweeteners. And remember, if something shows up like this, like artificial sugars and sweeteners showed up as being out of range for this person, it's not saying that they eat a lot of sugar. It's just saying, hey, this specific biomarker had an out of range response. We actually have an article on Zyto.com written by Dr. Von Cook, the founder of Zyto, and it talks about things that you can consider when something is out of range. So I recommend that article. Well, anyway, when you look at something like this, again, it's not diagnostic. It's not saying you eat a lot of sugar. Now, it's possible that the person does eat a lot of sugar, and maybe that's why. So I'm not saying that's not it. I'm just saying it's not a guarantee that that's it. It could also be something where when that biomarker was scanned, their body just had a negative response to it. So it's just saying, hey, if you are eating a lot of sugar, you might want to cut back. And if you're not eating a lot of sugar and it shows up out of range, well, keep it up because your body had a negative response. So it's a similar concept to the Zyto balance, except it's this way. And if you ever want to go back to the main systems page, you'll see on the top left a little back arrow. And if you click it, it just takes you back here. Okay. When you look at the product recommendations, if you touch it with your finger, it'll open up like a little reference description. And this reference is in general. This is not specific to the person you scanned. It's just, and this top section is from Young Living's official description. It's not Zyto that wrote it. So this is just a good reference in case a product is recommended and you don't remember what it is or what it does. You can just touch the product and boom, quick reference. There it is. And then as you scroll down, it'll say, oh, and here's the types of biomarkers that it'll bring into range. Again, this is general. This is not specific to the person you scanned. Now, one thing we added to the Zyto Link scanner that is not in the balance is also this right here, the compare button. So with the Zyto balance, if there's a few systems or areas you want to focus on, you would go to each page, see which products are recommended, that type of thing. And then you recommend products. You see if maybe some products overlap, or if there's one product that would address or support both systems, that type of thing. So that is awesome. With Link, though, we added these little check boxes next to each system and lifestyle area. So if there's specific systems you want to focus on with that specific client or lifestyle areas, or even the emotion section, all you do is you check the box next to the areas you want to focus on. In this example, I chose these two. So I select them, and then what ends up happening is after I select them, I click the blue compare button. When I click the blue compare button, what it's going to do is this. It's going to say, hey, these are the two you want to focus on. All right, we're going to do the work. We're going to factor in what biomarkers are out of range within each system, your body's response to the product recommendations as far as which ones would be the most ideal. And we're going to basically figure out a new program of products that will cover these bases. So instead of just saying, oh, we'll take one and two from here and or two from here, there might be a product that's not in this one or this one, but since you want to focus on these two, there is one product that would cover both bases, more bang for your buck. So it's awesome how it works. So You select them. You can select 4, 5, 6, 7, as many as you want. In this case, I did 2, compare, and there you go. So it says you chose those 2 systems. Here's the product recommendations that'll cover these bases. Ideally, you start from the top and work your way down. Um, there are exceptions where you won't recommend the top one if it's maybe out of the budget of the person you're working with, or maybe the top product has an ingredient that they're sensitive or allergic to. You can skip it and go to the next one. Other than those types of exceptions, you would just go top to bottom. So it's very easy to know which products to recommend. Just focus on which systems you want to focus on, or recommend products for. Check the boxes, compare, and boom. These check boxes only show up for you, the Zyto Link user. Your client does not have the check boxes. Okay. But the cool thing is, if you select these and do this, they can see this part right here. They just can't do it themselves. So when you schedule the phone call with your client to go over the report, it would be a good idea to jump in the report before you get on the call, just so you can look it over and decide kind of what approach you want to do. Select and boom. So when you connect, they'll see this and go from there. Okay. So there's also the third tab over, which is products. This is similar. If you've used Zyto Balance before, this report is similar to the top page of the balance report that has the red and green circles. So this is more for people that say, hey, I don't want to focus on a specific body system or systems. I just want to know overall, what are the best recommendations for me? And that's this report. So this one just goes top to bottom. So you can just recommend them that way and just overall, there you go. And you know what? You can even do a hybrid approach where you recommend some from the systems, maybe 1 or 2, and maybe 1 or 2 from the products that does more overall type stuff. Or you can do just this one or just this one. It's really up to you. There's no right or wrong answer. As you select each product with the little check mark, it'll update this up here saying, hey, here's how many products are brought into range. I'm sorry, biomarkers brought into range, and how many are still out of range. And we're actually working on an additional update right now. Right now, next to each product, it'll show you how many biomarkers that specific product will bring into range. But the update that we're going to be releasing soon, I don't have an exact date, is actually going to add another sentence down here. So for example, if I were to add this product right here, it'll update this. Okay, you still have this number out. Here's how many were brought in. And after I do that, there's going to be a sentence under each product now that will populate that will say, okay, if you were to add this one, it'll bring in an additional number, and it'll tell you the number of biomarkers in. This one will bring an additional this many biomarkers back into range, because this one brings in 40 as well, but there could be some biomarkers that overlap with this top one, right? So maybe the third one would be more ideal, because after adding this one, maybe this one will say something like, adding this product will bring in an additional 27 biomarkers back into range. This one maybe doesn't have as many that overlap. So this one might say, by adding this product, you will bring in an additional 35. So this one will bring in more than this one. So in this scenario, you'd skip to that one. So we have that update coming soon. It's literally already done on our side, on the development side. We just, again, it's an Android too, but Apple is the one that's the most strict with everything, which actually should bring you confidence that everything is extremely legit and done within accordance to every single guideline possible. But anyway, we're done with that one. We'll submit it to Apple, and then they'll do their thing. And then once everything's clear that everything's legit and good, it'll be published live. But just know that update is coming. And anyway, you keep adding products and it'll show, but that little update may influence maybe not doing the second product, maybe going for the third, depending on how many additional each one will bring. So that's around the bend. Now, the final tab is services. This one is similar to the balance, where if you have other services that you offer or a colleague offers, massage therapy, acupuncture, etc., you go into the settings and you create your custom list of services so you don't have random services that you don't offer and you don't even know what they are. So I strongly recommend watching the training videos after you sign up for Link. If you ever have questions or you can't find the videos or whatever, please, please, please reach out. Because one of the worst things that can happen is somebody signs up for it, they have questions, but they don't ask, so then they get frustrated. I want to make it clear that we are more than happy to answer your questions at Zyto. So please, 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 if you're stuck with something, don't get frustrated. Just reach out to us and we're happy to help. So we'll make sure that you know what you're doing. But going back to my original point here, I strongly recommend watching the training videos before you scan the first person. I get it. When you sign up for something like this, you want to use it immediately, but it's very important you go through the training so you know if there's any settings you want to adjust before you start scanning, if you want to create a custom list of services before you start scanning. So please, please, please watch the training before you scan for the first time so you have your settings the way you want them, among other things. And that's the report. Now to wrap up, the promotion. Okay, the promotion. In order to understand the promotion, like I tell people, we need to go over what the regular price is. So the regular price, same price as the Zyto balance. Enrollment fee, $399. Monthly fee is $50, so total $449. The only difference is the balance obviously has the shipping, but this one we don't ship anything, so there's no shipping fee. The promotion, which we started at launch, and some of you probably saw it at convention, it's still going on until further notice due to high demand. And it's this enrollment fee free. Yes, basically a $399 coupon. So all you do is when you sign up, it'll charge you the $50 for the monthly fee, and that's it. That is it. So keep that in mind. Now, you may pause your monthly fee up to 2 months during a 12-month window. It could be a month here or a month there. It doesn't have to be 2 consecutive months. And you can do this and it won't affect anything. Or you can just straight up cancel, and that's fine. The only thing we tell people is if you just fully cancel, whenever you come back, you would be responsible for the enrollment fee, whatever it is at that time, because we may have another promotion at the time or maybe no promotion. So we just want to be transparent so nobody says, well, I didn't know that. But if you're using it and it's growing your business, it'll more than pay for itself. And even then, you can pause it up to 2 months during a 12-month window and you're fine. Um, how to sign up. You go to the web page and then this page right here, and then you click on save $399. And then you download the app. Now, this is very important because when you go right here, okay, when you go right here and you download the app, you will log in with the login information you created when you signed up. But this next pop-up that you're going to see on the right side of your screen is very important. If you already have a Zyto account, even if it's not active, okay, use your existing username and password when you sign up for Link. If you don't remember what it is, please contact account services at zyto.com or call them. Honestly, for something like this, I recommend an email, because it's literally a super quick question. I would just send an email if you don't remember what your login information is, and then go from there. And that's basically it when it comes to Zyto Link and everything that comes along with it. And then you go from there. Now, one thing that I'm looking through the chat really quick, just to see if there's any questions that I would address. I see some are probably more for Kathy or Enrique. Oh, and he replied already. Perfect. Okay. Ah, great point by Christina right there. Okay. Can we scan ourselves? Here's a question. Can we scan ourselves to get a feel for it as part of our learning? So you mean, if you don't mind clarifying, you mean like if you sign up, can you scan yourselves? Or do you mean more like, can I get a scan before signing up? If you don't mind sending a quick message just to clarify that. This next question. Is this in addition to what we already pay monthly? So this Zyto Link is a completely different system, meaning you don't need to have both. So you can cancel one and only keep one, whichever one you like out of the two. So Zyto Link is not an addition to the Zyto Balance. It's its own separate deal. They both serve the same purpose, the health and wellness reports and product recommendations. So you won't technically need both. There might be some super rare scenarios where somebody might want to keep both, but you can just keep the one you want. One way to think about it is like if you had the Zyto Compass originally and then you signed up for the balance, you don't need both. You know, you canceled the Compass, you kept the balance. Same concept here. If you have the what do you call it? If you have the balance and you like Link, you can keep Link and cancel the balance and go from there. So the reason why you don't have oops, the question moved. Here, let me go. It's about the checkboxes. Oh yeah, curious why you can't allow the user to do the check boxes on the different sections. So once they know how to do the scan, we don't have to be involved. They can pick their systems. So it's very similar to the Zyto balance where you are still in control of the conversation. And when you send a scan to somebody, it's still a scenario where you as the paying Zyto Link user, you will have more features than somebody that's just running a free scan. So it's just a feature that paying customers have basically. So good question right there. There you go. So yeah. So I just want to make that clear that you can technically keep both the balance and link, but it would be a little redundant because they would both be scanning and doing a wellness report, that type of thing. So um, just think of them as two separate systems, the same way you think of the compass and the balance as two separate systems and not an extension of each other or buddies of each other. They're their own separate deal. So you only need one, not both. So yeah, you can sign up for Link. If you end up loving it, keep it, and then you can cancel the balance or the other way around. That's the beauty of it. The balance is not going anywhere. Zytolink is the new option. The future basically is what people call transdermal optical imaging. So you decide which one you like best and then go from there. Absolutely. Okay. Okay. So we do have a link that on the Zyto side that we can have you guys run one free Zyto Link scan, and I can make that link available to you guys. And then you're able to run that one free scan. And then, you know, you can kind of get a feel for it if you want to do that. Let me go ahead and send a message so you have my email address. And also, here we go. Okay. So that's my email address. Just send me an email and specifically let me know that you were on this specific webinar, and then I can, arrange it so you get one. If I have the Select, how does it work with that? So for those that are not familiar, the Select, that's one of the systems. It's, just under $10,000. So as you can imagine, the Select will definitely scan a lot more than Link does and a lot more than the Balance does, right? With it being right around $10,000. So if you have the Select, that's a scenario, that's one of the scenarios where I said, there will be some exceptions where some people may want to keep both, where you can use the Select to scan people in house or in your community. You can use Link to scan people that live far away. It just depends. Honestly, it just depends. And you can see and decide from there and be like, okay, it works for me to have both. So yes, I'll keep both and they more than pay for themselves. So let's go. Or you may decide, no, I just want to keep one. But honestly, I've seen both scenarios already with people that have the Selector Elite. So I think it's one of those where you'll just have to test it out when you're ready. No pressure from on the Zyto side. Just whenever you're ready, test it out, and then go from there. Ah, yes, the training videos. So the training videos are here. Let me go ahead and pull them up. Okay, just 1 second. Oh, I forgot. I need to switch my share. Let me switch it back to the internet. Okay, there you go. So one quick way to find Zyto Link resources is you just go to zyto.com. Up on the top, it'll say link. When you hover your mouse over it, you'll see everything, including training. Marketing materials has PDFs and short videos, long videos. All this information is right here. So feel free to look through it, click on it, read through it. Here's the button to order and sign up. So that's a good question. One other thing I like to tell people is this. If you do sign up for Zyto Link, obviously watch the training videos first. Make sure the settings are the way you want them to be. Make sure you create any custom product groups or service lists. Do all that first. But then what I say is this. The first person that you scan, that you send a remote scan to, just find a friend or relative that you trust that you can just be straight up and say, hey, I just signed up for this. I want to send a quick scan just so I can see how it all works. You know, can you work with me? And then sit together in the same room and send them a scan just so you can see what it looks like on their end, right? You'll see them get the email. It'll say, hey, so and so has invited you to run a scan. Click on this link to get started. They'll click on the link, they'll download the free app, create a username, password, and they'll run the scan you sent them. It's a one and done. So they can't keep rescanning themselves until you send them another scan. Regarding languages, that's another question right here. Right now, it's available in English, Spanish, Portuguese, Romanian. Those are the four that you'll see in the drop down. And we are working on Indonesian right now. That one should be popping up eventually. I'm not going to give you a date on that one, though. So don't hold me to anything, but I know it's being worked on. But we have those different ones right there. All right. So I don't see any other questions. And Christina, it's super late in the East Coast. I can imagine it's past 10 p.m. So we got all the questions. Like I said, you guys all have my email address. Please, please, please don't ever hesitate to reach out to me with questions. And I want to thank Enrique and Kathy. I'm going to stop sharing my screen right now. And I want to thank you for this time. And thanks to everybody. Awesome questions. This was a great time. I loved it. So thank you so much.
Thank you guys for giving some of your evening to this, because I think this is really powerful stuff. And do know that we will be having some follow-up, kind of like unboxing type of videos to give you more assistance as you're getting going. And maybe we'll share some of the testimonials we've heard. Enrique, do you want to add anything?
Yes, basically, well, I mean, we've been running this for the Latino markets, and that's something that's also important. We already have the inventories for Canada, US, Mexico, not inventories, the list of products. Canada, US, Mexico, Costa Rica, Colombia, and Ecuador. So if you have people in any of these countries, you will be able to use the Zyto Link. If you have people in other countries, you have the possibility of creating a group, okay? And one of the things that we have been doing in the Hispanic market with the Latinos, we've created a WhatsApp group for people that are interested in developing the Zyto Link opportunity. And we've been putting videos, and we've been doing additional meetings to educate people in different ways we can grow with this business or with this opportunity. I just want to share something else before we have everybody go. And I think it's something very important, because we sat down and analyzed different ways that we could go ahead and take advantage of this opportunity. I want to thank Carlos Melendez, who's on the call. He did a very quick translation of this. So these are some of the benefits as a DMO tool. A DMO tool is a daily method of operations that you could be doing every single day. So then the first goal that we can have with Zyto is that we can start recruiting. We can get new people into your business by social media, Facebook, Instagram, and then casual conversations. You can go, as Gustavo said, to expos, contact lists, and et cetera. But then you have an opportunity on goal number 2 is that you will be able to get new referrals. This is a very easy and quick and a way to get other people to give you contacts so that you could scan them for free. So you can call your list, you can call your current customers, your inactive customers, and say, hey, I'm trying a new tool, but I want to give you a present. I want to give you this wellness evaluation, but I want to give it to you and to 3 or 4 other people or 5 other people. And that's a very good excuse to be able to scan other people. Okay. Then if we go into goal number 3 is once again a tremendous excuse for reactivation, where you can go ahead and take a look at the list of people that have not bought. I mean, we just put it there for an example, from 3 to 6 months without purchasing, and invite them to have a free wellness evaluation. Okay. So then you can take people that are even out of the system at this point, that you still have their contact information, and just try to bring them back through this amazing way or tool. And the other thing, you have all the people that are currently buying from you guys. That's goal number 4. You can increase the average order. You can do a scan and go ahead and tell them, look, let's see how this is going. And this will help you to increase the order per customer that you have right now with Young Living. And goal number 5 is that you can set up a 90-day, 120-day strategy where you can start scanning people every month and a half, and see how the evaluations are changing and how the person needs to be using different types of products as they progress with the use of Young Living products. So this is just a very quick tool that we're using and that we have and that we're educating at this point within the Latino market. And Kathy wants us to bring this, and she wants to take this for everybody in her downline. So that's why this is the first call we're doing. And I want to thank Gustavo for this, but we will start having additional calls, and we will start having calls even on live scanning, so that you can invite people to see how it works, how it goes. And our experience in this past 6 or 7 weeks that we've been really into Zyto is that people love to be scanned, and people want to understand how they can scan other people. So we did something else that we've been working with the people at Zyto, which I do have to say that they have been very cooperative, and we've been able to do a lot of stuff, especially for the Latino markets. But we have this QR code. This is just a way so that we can understand how many people from Kathy's group is involved in the project. And why do we want to do this? This is going to be an opportunity to show Zyto that the meetings that we're doing and all the education that we're going to be helping you guys, helping everybody, so that we can have a correct onboarding on Zyto. You can scan this QR and go through the registration, and that way you'll be in the AromaCat group or Kathy Farmers group, and that way we could sit down with Jeff and other people from Zyto and ask more support as we grow as a team that is using Zyto as a tool to grow our business. So that's a little bit on my side. And Kathy, it's your turn. Okay.
I have a cat that keeps laying on the keyboard, and now he was laying on my mouse. Anyway, I am just thrilled you guys took time to share with us, and this is so exciting. And I really think that it's going to assist everybody, both not only building your business, but it's going to assist people in greater health. Because when we know we're out of balance in an area that maybe we didn't have any idea that there was an issue because you had no symptomology, but that your body was basically asking for some support, it can be so super powerful. And Gustavo did a fabulous presentation. Thank you so much. And I'm just thrilled. And I'm thrilled that we have Enrique with us, because Enrique is the one that saw the possibilities of this and ran with it. I said, let's start with the Latino market. The Latino market is one that's been underrepresented in so many ways. And so we started there with some fabulous stories already. And now it's time. Let's take it to everybody. I'm thrilled.
And super important, if you have Latino people in your group and you want them to take advantage of this, please contact Kathy, and she'll address, or she'll give the website, not the website, the way to connect with us, to connect with
We
me.
have it all in Spanish.
Yeah.
In other words,
we have everything in Spanish. And as a matter of fact, we have already an onboarding educational system in Spanish, so that we can really take advantage of this opportunity. And it's the best time of the year to get on board with Zyto. Yes, totally. We're going to the most interesting months of the year. So thank you for being here. Thank you for following what Kathy wants you guys to do and to take advantage of.
Yeah, and I think you guys saw over there, knowledge is power. No matter what, this gives you more knowledge to be better supportive of your organization, more knowledge to assist your family and friends in their health, just more knowledge, and for yourself as well.
Okay, and last comment from me. If you think this meeting was interesting and it helped you, please, you have the AromaCat group, or contact Kathy if you want more of these type of meetings where you can invite more people, so that they can fully understand what Zyto is. We want to really create a revolution within Young Living with this tremendous tool that we can take advantage of at this point. Thank you.
Bye. Cats.